Alright guys, I got tagged. I was tagged by JB is on fire, and I was tagged by Django Spider, which I'll have both of their links down below. The way the tag works, it was like 10 questions that you're asked, which go check out their pages too because they already answered the questions. It was basically your preferences on films and things you think about them. The first question was, what's your favorite tearjerker type movie? A movie that was really sad and made you almost want to cry. I don't have many of those type movies in my collection. It's mostly horror and action, a few comedies. So I had to go back to like one I remembered from my childhood that I always thought was sad. And I chose Bambi. This was an extremely sad movie where Bambi's mother dies at the beginning. It was just a really sad movie. And I remember as a kid I used to think it was really sad as well. So that's the one I'm going to choose for the tearjerker. You see I got my stack here sorted out. The next question was your favorite film edition. Like if you had like a special edition of a film or special packaging or anything like that. My favorite one was the Get Smart edition, which I know most of you, if you've watched my videos, I've used this one in probably 3 different videos, but that's because it's my favorite. I can show it real quick. It's a DVD set, it's not Blu-ray. They didn't make this for the Blu-ray set, but I have the movie on Blu-ray as well. But it's actually a giant phone that actually works, and then it stores the DVDs back behind here. And it's mimicking the TV program, where the TV program had the shoe phone, and then that's kind of what the movie is the TV program, just a newer version of it. And that is by far my favorite special edition or collector's edition that I have. The next question they were asking, out of all the films and stuff that you've seen, which character would be your best friend out of all of them? For me, I had to go back. I chose some of these from my childhood, some from present. This question was one that tended to be better from my childhood. I chose Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, actually, both of them. I think that the Scooby-Doo gang and solving mysteries and everything that they do, I've always been a big fan of Scooby-Doo. And I think that by far they would be my best choice of friends out of any of the movies and stuff that I have. And I think I'd have the most fun with them and solving the mysteries and everything. So this is going to be my favorite friend, I guess, that I would choose out of my collection or out of all the movies I've seen. Alright, the next question is films that I would recommend. I guess films that I think most people may not have seen, but I thought were great films. And films that I think people may not have checked out. And some of these aren't necessarily great films, but they are films that I really enjoyed. I think I haven't got the exposure and stuff that they deserved. I've got 3 of them here. This one's Sam Raimi, Drag Me to Hell. It reminds me of Evil Dead a little bit, but I guess that's what it's supposed to be since he was one of the creators of Evil Dead. I really enjoyed this movie though. I saw it in theaters. I had to have it when it came out on video. I think it doesn't get the appreciation it deserves, and I think a lot of people didn't even give it a shot, but this is a great movie. I also picked Vulgar, which actually it's a Kevin Smith film. I think a lot of people haven't seen this. It's about a clown that does birthday parties and everything, and he ends up getting called to this hotel room to do a birthday party, and they end up like beating him up and raping him and stuff, and it's a bunch of like hillbillies doing it, and then it's him and coming back from revenge on them and all this stuff. It's a really cool movie. I remember really enjoying it when I saw it. And the last one was one that was whenever I was in like junior high school time. Disturbing Behavior. I really like this movie, but I'd never really hear anybody say anything about it. So I figured I'd just bring it up again. It was one of the better movies I think I've seen. It's kind of horror movie a little bit, but I don't think it's pure horror. It's kind of a high school movie a little bit because it's about these kids in high school, and some of these kids were getting like implants implanted in their brain that would make them act different than everybody else, and I guess follow what the adults wanted. And it's about these kids figuring out what's going on and trying to solve the problem, I guess, and it's a pretty good film. The next question, best fashion sense. Not a great question to ask me, so I didn't take that question as seriously. I chose for best fashion sense, Joe Dirt. He is so proud of his mullet. He loves his mullet. I think that he has the best fashion sense out of anybody in these movies. More of a joke than anything, but he's the one I'm going to choose for best fashion sense just because I'm definitely not someone that should be judging somebody's fashion. The next question was most inspirational film. And this is one, Pursuit of Happiness. I think anytime you're feeling down or feel like you can't accomplish something, just throw in this movie. And this movie just makes you so inspired and makes you feel like you can accomplish anything. It can be done. It's just overall, it's a great film. I didn't feel like it was as sad of a film. I felt like after you watch the movie, you feel like you can do anything you want, anything you set your mind to, as long as you try hard towards it. And I think that's what the film tries to do. And I think by far out of my collection, it is the most inspiring film that I have. All right, and this one I don't have the movie for, but it's another one from my childhood. It says a movie that is based on the type of life you want to live. This one's not 100% based on the type of life I'd like to live, but it's a movie. I know several people had selected Richie Rich. I went towards the blank check aspect. It's about a kid who a guy runs over his bicycle and gives him a blank check to cover his bicycle. Well, he goes and he's like a little criminal, I guess, and writes the check out for $1 million. Just so happens that the bank is expecting a check for $1 million from somebody. So he goes to the bank to pick it up. They give him the $1 million for the check. And I guess for me, minus the criminal aspects of it, I think that one day just getting a large sum of money and then just blowing it like crazy and being able to do anything you want, that would be extremely cool. And he did. He had go-karts. He had rented like a castle or something that he had, and he was like Michael Jackson thing where he had like a whole amusement park ride thing back there and stuff. And it was just really cool. I thought that for me that would be a really cool lifestyle or way to live, was not having to worry about any bills and anything like that. The next question was movies that stand up to repeat viewings. This is one probably most of my stack came from. Pretty much anything Disney. I picked out Toy Story. I bet you I've seen Toy Story at least 20 times. It's one you can just watch over and over and over again. It's a great movie. I think almost any Disney movies, at least most of the Pixar, definitely stand up to repeat viewings, but I think almost any Disney movie is just, it's to the point where you can just watch it over and over again and it doesn't really get boring or tiresome. So that's going to be my choice. And then I picked a few other ones here. I think Dumb and Dumber, it's definitely one that stands up to repeat viewings. The Mask Isn't Bad either. I've watched it a bunch of times too, but Dumb and Dumber was the reason I'd grabbed this one. I think it's one that it doesn't really get old the more you watch it. Another one I picked up, Terminator 2. I know I mentioned this one is my favorite action movie of all time, and it's definitely one I've seen so many times it's unreal, and I don't get tired of it. Another one, Predator, is actually one you can watch a bunch of times too, and it doesn't really get old, I don't think. I also picked up Forrest Gump. One of the things that helped me to make this decision was if you're flipping through a TV channel and you see this movie on, even though you already own it in your collection, and you stop on that movie to watch it, even though you've seen it like at least 10 times, then you know it's a good movie and it has the repeat viewing that you need. And Forrest Gump is one of those movies, I can't tell you, even though I've owned it on like VHS, DVD, Blu-ray now, it's one that I've always stop and I'll watch if I see it on TV. and I think that it definitely stands up to repeat viewings. This is one I haven't watched it recently, but I must have watched it 30 times at least when I was a kid. I watched it all the time, probably 3 or 4 times a week sometimes. The Page Master, I haven't even opened it since I got it on Blu-ray, but it's one I'm definitely wanting to go back and rewatch. This was just a great movie. I definitely want to rewatch it now, but I just remember as a kid, I had this thing you could put it in the player and put it on repeat, and I was happy with it. Another one, this was probably more junior high school for me. The first Fast and the Furious. I remember when this thing came out on DVD, I rushed to Target to get it, and I put it in the player, and I literally remember putting it in the player, and every time it would end, I would play it again. I would be doing it while I was doing other stuff, but this is one I could not get enough of this film. I don't know why I liked it so much. I guess because I really liked cars, and I liked putting all the money into them and hooking up the cars and stuff back in high school, and seeing all the hooked up cars and the racing and stuff like that I always thought was really cool. So this is one of those movies I just watched it over and over and over again, and I never got tired of it, and I still enjoy watching this movie. It's one I'll stop for on TV as well and watch it. 2 questions left. The next question, where do you buy your movies? I buy most of my movies from Best Buy. I get it occasionally from Target. It depends where they have the best edition and the best price. Usually I'll shop by price. Usually it is Best Buy. I will buy occasionally from like Sam's Club and Walmart, but a lot of times once they get older, I'll go to Walmart and go to like their $5, $7 bins and get movies out of there. But I think for the most part I go to Best Buy. We have a used bookstore, and the bookstore has like Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, and they sell some pretty cheap. Some they have really expensive, some they have really cheap. I've been going by there a lot lately too, and I've really enjoyed that. And we'll go to like the thrift stores like Goodwill and stuff, but it's not a place I regularly buy movies from. It's just when I'm near one, I will stop by to check and see what they have, and every once in a while you will find a gem or something like that in there. But by no means would I recommend going there unless you're wanting to put the time into it and continually go. But Best Buy is where I usually buy most of my movies. Last question. Who would you be romantically involved with? I had to go back to like my high school days again. It's not Bambi. I had 2 that I picked out. And I don't think they're talking about the particular actor or actresses. I think they mean like the character from the movie and the character that you liked. And I chose Tara Reid from the American Pie. She's on the front there. It's actually kind of hard to see in this one, but that's who I chose as my first person. And then the second one, Sarah Michelle Gellar from Cruel Intentions. I don't know why, but I always liked her in this movie, and she's definitely one that I would choose. Okay, guys, that's all 10 questions. I guess this means I also need to tag other people too. It seems like most people are tagging like 2, 3, 4 people. I chose 4 people out that I don't think have made the videos yet. I'm going to have links to them down below. I chose Super C-Dub Productions. Check him out, he's pretty cool. He'll do out and abouts and stuff sometimes, and he did a video the other day that was like showing off his movie room and his collections and stuff like that, and he actually has some really decent opinions about a lot of movies and stuff too. I definitely check him out. And Mike Diamond 100, check him out too. He's been doing his Disney updates and stuff. He hadn't been on as much lately in the last month, but he's definitely worth checking out. Both of them, Mike Diamond 100, I'd won a contest from him a while back. I don't think it was a certain subscriber contest or anything, but it was like a $25 to Amazon, and he sent me a few items. It was really cool. And then Super C-Dub Productions also, he sent me some. He had a 50 subscriber contest, and he sent me some ultraviolet codes, which was really cool of him too. So there's a few movies he sent me that I'm really looking forward to seeing. The other two people I chose that I haven't noticed doing this, Billy Meacham. If you haven't checked him out, definitely check out his site. Uh, he posts some really cool updates, stuff like that on there. He helped me out some whenever I particularly started this, and I was asking him questions about it and stuff. And uh, definitely not Batman. Check him out too. He does a lot of online ordering. He doesn't. It doesn't seem like he goes in the store as much as some of the other YouTubers and stuff. And I haven't really seen him film in the store, but he definitely will let you know really good deals, and he'll let you know what he thinks about certain movies and stuff. Really cool guy. Check out all four of them definitely, and check out Django Spider, and check out JB is on Fire as well. The people that tagged me. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.